will it be indeed? Rogue trying to get 2 victories this week, which would be a huge turnaround for their season. And G2 still, licking their wounds after their last series against the Pittsburgh Knights. But like the Dusk said, Turtle, Rogue, they looked a little better, but will they have that same success here against G2?
I mean, if you're G2, I think you're shaken. You see the way that Cloud9 have, performed today, and you understand that. There is no big 3. I think we need a counter.
There's a big one.
How many times we've said that?
It's the big NRG.
This weekend.
That's about it.
Because it's crazy. I agree with Waypunk. Nobody knows what's going on. But at the same time, I feel like we can definitely dissect a lot from Rogue and the matches that we've seen. You and I even talked about it so much.
Break it down.
So first of all, I think a big blame and a lot of the portion as to what the issue is very individualistic. Every single player obviously can do better and step up, and I think a big part of that does come with Wonder and how he's going to perform with this Rogue squad.
Wonder. What's the big thing you want to see from Wonder?
I mean, for him, I think it's his situational awareness. I think he's pushing up into spots that are really risky. He sees his teammates in the same corner. He's going to push himself in there, and I think they just get flooded with all of their players together.
The last series of the day, G2 versus Rogue. Rogue, 2 wins today will keep them in solid playoff contention. A loss, you start talking about the promotion relegation tournament. And for me on the side of G2, the guy I got to see is Rizzo. Rizzo in that last series against the Pittsburgh Knights, maybe jumping at some challenges a little earlier than he should have. Maybe just not solid touches on the ball. Up and down in that series against the Knights, really. And we'll see how they can handle things. They're very good at adapting. In that series against the Knights, bumps and demos are such a big portion of the Knights game, and G2 had started to fight back with that, and they were finding success with it. So we'll see how Rogue approaches the game, and if G2 can take control, Rizzo just will easily take this himself off that whiff. And JNaps has a chance there, but it's knocked away. Rizzo wants to keep it going and almost sniping. The ball was Chicago.
And I mean, it's an interesting concept. You talk about Rizzo. He's always that third man back. At what point are you just going to go up against a team that really takes advantage of that and exploits Rizzo always being alone?
And he's one of those players that just out of nowhere seems to pop off. And that's what makes G2 so dangerous. When you think you finally got him figured out, they come at you with something else, or Rizzo just comes out of nowhere and starts scoring goals and making you look silly. The thing that makes G2 so scary, and you hear players say it, it's their passing. The passing from G2 is some of the scariest. We haven't seen a ton of it today. When they're given the space, they've had it. Rogue, are they going to give them space? No, AJ's just going to snipe this from the corner, picks this ball off, and it's a goal for Rogue.
Huge shot from AJ. I mean, he starts it off with a banger off of Rizzo in the corner. Can't make a solid clear, and AJ's there to punish him.
And started that first touch from Wonder. He kind of pole vaulted that ball over to the corner and forced both Rizzo and JNaps up onto the wall to try to make a play. So it's a good start here for Rogue.
And I think that's important. I mean, Rogue, everybody has been saying at the beginning of the season, even myself included, Rogue, they just haven't looked themselves. They need some kind of confidence. I mean, it is draining to be in a league where, you just made it in. You had so much momentum last season, and then you just fall flat on your face.
Chicago had that shot. He caught Rogue, all of Rogue flat-footed, and he couldn't get the goal. This one up high for Rizzo. He just misses this, but Chicago has lead on the ball. So G2 working Rogue edge to edge in their own territory. Now Rizzo, the only man back. Kicks it up high, but AJ comes from his own corner and steals that ball as well.
What a dunk from AJ, too. Coming off the ceiling, gets the hit, and then managed to follow up. But Rizzo says, I didn't like that. I'm going to demo you. You're out of the game. I don't want to deal with you.
G2. Midfield locked down for the most part, but they don't have a goal. Really one solid chance on net, and that came from that miss from Chicago. JNaps trying to go under Kronovi on the play. Kronovi got a piece of it, going back around the box. AJ just trying to send it away. Rogue feeling a little bit of pressure, but those touches by G2 just to stop the attack. Kronovi, his touch blocked by Chicago. Chicago's got a little bit of space against Crow, and he uses it well. Pass back to Jane after Chicago. That's the G2 passing we like to see. Tie game.
The signature moves from Chicago and JNAP's back and forth, give and go, using so much of that space. That is how it's done, and that's the G2 we see so much that is deadly on any offensive side.
Yeah, they're giving just that little bit of space. You saw Chicago, he was able to bait Kronovi out on the play. As soon as Kronovi hops for that, Chicago's got him beat. And JNAPS was already down the pitch. G2, their first goal of the series. Can they get another? Rizzo, and find that corner, and it's just absolutely blasted across the field.
And AJ right there, he had such a great chance. I think that was Wonder in net who got that pinch off the post. He had a wide open shot, just couldn't connect.
Cut off here by Wonder in midfield. Rogue keeping things going, and this is much cleaner from Rogue. Wonder in the middle here for Kronovi. He'll take it up the corner. Kronovi gets the demo. He's got a man. Does he have it? Connection is blocked by Chicago. Rogue almost a second goal. Wonder tries to keep this in midfield. JNAPS has a free look, and he'll play it over for Chicago, who comes off the ceiling, but Kronovi on the challenge.
Some good setups so far. Rogue, like you said, so much cleaner than we've seen them so far. I mean, the previous season with series, we saw from Rogue earlier, I thought it was good, but it was not promising in terms of, we can expect this coming from the rest of the season.
And Wonder will carry this. Kronovi gets it one demo. Chicago's there. The flip resets there, but he blocked. Chicago has that block. Time expiring. One more save for Rizzo. Chicago kicking it downfield. Kronovi will let it drop. First game of this set. It looks like it will be like the rest of today has been. Unexpected and close all the way. We got overtime. Kronovi. That challenge will be favorable for, well, still Rogue. Shot maybe for AJ. No, it's blocked by JNAP. Still in front of the box. Kronovi gets in the way. Chicago there. Can't get a solid touch onto the ball, and he's out of boost. Wonder kicks it away from Chicago. Rogue on the attack. AJ up against Rizzo. Rizzo, his touches to JNAP. Kronovi almost stole it. There's the shot from Wonder. Rogue take game one in overtime.
I mean, I said we just saw the classic G2, but now we see the classic Kronovi. What is that touch?
Just stole it from JNAP.
What is that? That is unreal. The fact that he managed to get it off the flip sets up his team perfectly.
It's the equivalent of him flicking JNAP's temple.
Here's the thing.
And then I'm just like, woo.
We talk about Kronovi all the time, right? And we see him get these weird hits on the ball. Yeah. And at what point do you say, it's lucky? But he's done it so much consistently throughout his career with these weird perspectives and challenges on the ball that it's expected, and you know that he's going for something like that.
Well, we were talking about this, in the back earlier today. Speaking about Kronovi is one of the top players in the league who's spending most of the time on the defensive half of the field. And I was telling you, I really feel like Kronovi, for Rogue to be successful, Kronovi needs to be involved in the offense
all the time.
It can't just be AJ and Wonder. And I feel like this team is playing. This is a different Rogue squad right now.
Yeah.
AJ isn't cutting rotation as much. He isn't stealing the ball away. He isn't putting his team in poor positions. Wonder, it feels like he's really figured, at least in this series, he's figured things out. He's not caught in no man's land as often as he usually is, and it allows Kronovi. Kronovi can predict that a lot better. And I'm not saying that Kronovi is without his issues at all, but it's just been much better. He's been popping off today.
And I think you make a great point when you say that Kronovi, he's the type of player who he won't force his play style necessarily onto a team. If he sees a gap and his team isn't really as sufficient as it needs to be, he will try and fill the defensive roles, try and be a rock. But really what he wants to do is push up, and now he sees his teammates kind of pushing with him, progressing in their play styles individually, and it can give him space and confidence to move forward.
We're not bunching up as often either. It's been all around a much different week 3 for Rogue. And G2, I mean, what is going on with this G2 team?
I mean, we saw that passing play. That passing play was beautiful.
It's I'm reminded of Corelli in this moment, where a lot of these upstart teams, he likes to say sparks of greatness. So great, 1 or 2 passing plays for G2. Sparks of, will they figure this season out?
I like how we're talking about the struggles of G2, and you just go, I get reminded of Corelli.
Yeah, well, I don't know what that exactly means, but I'm not sure what you're trying to say by that. But Rogue will kick this away from the corner. Kronovi, not the best touch. Quick pass for Chicago. and it's knocked away out to the side. Rizzo cuts this ball off. Wonder will take it away for Rogue downfield. Chicago. Good idea on the pass to J-Nabs. J-Nabs was just right under that ball when he tried to catch it. Not a good touch from Rizzo. Kronovi has to force that ball to the corner. G2 trying to play this slow out of their own half, really trying to control the ball. J-Nabs flips it over one, but he's blocked. Rizzo follows this up back. Wonder can't get there in time. Rizzo moves past two defenders, and it's loose in front of the box. Chicago punishes. Big goal for G2.
Disaster strikes for Kronovi. I mean, he's last back. He's got to make this hit. Rotating in, can't predict it. A weirder bounce, I will say, but Chicago, he's going to punish on that and finish it out. G2 start off strong again.
So Rogue letting that ball drop in front of the box. Two good wins on the challenge for G2. They get the first goal. Rogue will throw this ball downfield. Kronovi on the rotation, blocked by Chicago. Good win here for J-Naps on the challenge, but knocked back away here in midfield for Kronovi. J-Naps taking out Wonder on the backside of that play. Some space there, and that touch doesn't go anywhere for G2. You had a player in midfield ready to receive that. Yeah. G2 usually take advantage of situations where they're given that much space. This time they got to reset from their own half.
And the physical plays from Rogue coming out so much stronger. Kronovi, he's gotten a couple demos, and another one from Wonder. AJ just previously got one as well. It could be a new implementation. It's something we've seen so much today in all of the series. Bump plays.
J-Naps keeping this going, gets that second touch over to Chicago, and it's saved by AJ. J-Naps confirms the boost, sends that across the box again. AJ can't move down the pitch, blocked by Chicago. Quickly there was J-Naps, denied by Kronovi. Rogue stabilized defensively, struggling to break out of midfield. J-Naps catches it, pitches it up. Kronovi already up for it again. Another save for Kronovi. Chicago looking for that read, lets it drop in front. Kronovi gone. That one off the back wall. It's a slow ball picked up by Wonder. Wonder out of boost. Can't do anything about it. He'll confirm the midfield boost and pick. No, he won't. He will not pick up that pass from Kronovi, and Rizzo will kick it back down here for G2. Chance maybe looks for the bump on AJ. No good at all. That's a high ball off the backboard. It comes cleanly. All of Rogue flat-footed, and G2 get a free goal.
J-Nap somehow finds the corner. I mean, nobody's
Wonder
in the
and AJ
air,
were pushing
though.
up.
I don't understand why nobody's on the backboard there. Like we talked about it earlier, I feel like Rogue, they have these moments where on defense they just get stuck on top of each other. They can't look at where their teammates are and find open space to challenge.
Didn't find a shot off the kickoff, but his shot is blocked. Kronovi. Oh, AJ tried to stretch for that, but it's another goal. Rogue getting caught forward again, and G2 will punish every time.
Kronovi, I mean, not the best hit. AJ so far up. And Wonder, I mean, he's not back enough, but he needs to be rotating and somehow find an opportunity. Rizzo doing a great job of getting a huge monster clear.
I don't think Wonder was expecting Rizzo to get not only the touch cleanly, but as powerfully as he did. He took a straight line in the air at that ball. It was a solid touch from Rizzo. Less than a minute and a half. It's a good response here from G2. 3 goals. A little better on the offensive end, whether it's credited more to Rogue defensive errors. Either way, you take what you can get. They still have good passes, and Rizzo will pick up another goal. That's a hattie.
And Chicago, look at the turn right there. And he beats out Kronovi, who can't even come close to hitting the ball.
I'm sorry, that was...
Torby.
That was something.
You're gonna laugh at the man like that? I mean, he should have gotten a touch.
I'm not laughing at Kronovi. I'm laughing at what his car looked like when he tried to go for the ball. But I mean, yeah, it got away from Rogue. And especially that second goal where both AJ and Wonder pulling up on the play. But credit to G2 here. Chicago right on top. Keeping the pressure up. J-Naps has a free look from the third.
And again, Wonder and AJ, they're caught on top of each other. the rotation is I talked about it a few days ago in Rival Series that we see a lot. Is the assembly line rotation, where it's more of just trying to go behind whoever's in net, and that's how you rotate, and it just makes everybody so stagnant on defense, and so much space is in front of the net for the opposing team to have shots.
AJ gets a win here in midfield. Rogue have not won a lot of challenges in game number 2. Good pop from Chicago off the backboard, looking for the save, but a 5th goal for Rizzo. Yes, sir, it will be his 4th personally, and G2 can't be stopped in game 2.
Every time G2 gets some form of an opportunity to punish, they are there and in position. Consistency here in game 2 for G2. Always in the right position, not anything crazy on offense, just being solid and being in the right position to punish all the time.
And game 2 positioning from Rogue has been optimistic, to put it lightly. You know, the third man in a lot of these goals, up a little farther than you would have liked, expecting you know, the win, and you can understand the thought process, right? You know, you want to play quickly, you want to catch G2 on their back wheels, but you get punished for it a couple of times, and so Rogue have to adjust heading into game number 3. Maybe they pick up a goal for the road, and they won't, as it touches off the crossbar down to the ground. G2 plugging the holes, figuring things out. Rogue, well, game 3.
And they do it in a shutout as well. 5 goals for G2. I mean, they had what, 16 shots, which I would like to say is 3 for Rogue. Yeah, but it didn't necessarily feel all that big for Rogue getting just outshot. It was just the positioning for defense. Nobody was there, even in this goal right here. Nobody's on the backboard. Nobody's in I guess, a predicting position to try and get some kind of a challenge off that.
It's like Wonder didn't see JNaps on the sidewall going for that, because he was moving up as if Kronovi was going to get to that ball, but the ball had rolled pretty far away from Kronovi on the play. So, I don't want to harp on him too much. I want to give credit to G2. Rizzo with 4 goals. You know, I said at the beginning of the series I wanted to see Rizzo step up because I feel like he's been struggling a little bit, and he absolutely has. He made solid touches here in game number 2. Whether they came off of, you know, defensive mishaps or not, doesn't matter. You still got to play that full game for 5 minutes. You built yourself a solid lead, so well done by G2, but it's a 5-game set. You got to do it again.
Yeah, I mean, and I was saying, like, it didn't really feel like a huge shutout for G2. They were just on their game throughout the entire game versus game 1, where it seemed like Rogue had more of stability. But right there, G2, they just were ready and prepared to be on the counterattack.
What do you got to see from Rogue? We harp on the defensive positioning, but is there anything else?
I mean, just look at the surroundings of the ball. Don't even try and lock your tunnel vision focus on just where the ball's bouncing and try and chase after it. You got to find some kind of prediction.
And we're playing Jumpin' Jacks as we get game 3 sorted out. You know, my favorite Rocket League activity when, you know, I don't want to play the actual game. It's fun. Have you ever played Jumpin' Jacks?
No, I have not.
Oh, it's.
Would you recommend it to me?
You just hit the jump button. You wait till your wheels touch the ground, and then you hit the jump.
That's probably what my normal ranked games look like.
That's pretty bad. But either way, Chicago in this series so far, and JNaps. I really like how both of these players are looking. JNaps specifically has been winning a lot of challenges. There was that, I believe it was the first goal that G2 scored, that he wins one challenge in midfield and then he slows it down because he sees Rogue. Oh, okay, he's gonna go for this fast, but then he slows it down and forces a bad touch and actually just straight up wins the challenge after that. So I really like what I'm seeing from JNaps.
And I was gonna say, I think it was the patience from him that reminded me of the previous game we just saw Arsenal. I thought they played kind of similar because Arsenal, you know, at the beginning of the game 1 in the previous series, he was slow. He took his time, got a nice challenge, and then that way it popped out perfectly for some kind of teammate to come through with a nice, easy cleanup shot. And that's so important. It gives time for the third man to get boost, to get in position, and then the possession game can keep flowing through. And it's good to keep the other team on their toes as well, and, you know, switch it up.
And Rogue have to find some midfield presence. They have to start winning more of these boost battles to feel like they aren't playing consistent defense all the time. It just it feels like they just want to, okay, we got to go, and I feel like that plays into some of their defensive positioning. But if they start winning some of these challenges in midfield, spread out a little bit more, they won't get caught out as much. But they have to respect these touches from G2, or it's going to be more of what we saw in game number 2, 5 goals where they're just punished time and again. So, we need more of that Kronovi flash.
Yeah.
Kronovi's got to have that flash for Rogue, and Wonder and AJ are a perfect complement to that. I mean, AJ... When we were talking about this Rogue team coming up onto this season, we're like, man, Rogue, we feel like they're fine. Like, this might be the Rogue team, right? You picked up AJ a while back. AJ had really started to formulate himself as the striker of this team. He was hitting nutty goals. He was coming off the ceiling, solid solo plays. And you're thinking, okay, so if they start feeding AJ the ball, Rogue are going to be pretty good. Yeah. And it just has not materialized for this team at all.
I mean, we'll see it soon. I mean, we are working on getting everybody connected right now. We're just getting everybody in the lobby and set up again. But you're right. I mean, Rogue, they need to do something to switch it up. It's so weird because we always see series where it's a flip-flop of play styles, of passing, and sometimes I think it's a counter. The first game, how does that second team react? And G2 did it amazingly, but at the same time, it just felt like Rogue didn't even match the standard that they set in game 1.
Yeah, and I completely agree. They kind of got away from what worked for them, and I want to see more passing out of this team, because passing is non-existent on this Rogue squad. Every time they try to pass the ball, someone's retreating, or it just seems to be either a communication issue or a lack of field awareness on the part of one or all of Rogue. So, we know that they're capable. We know Rogue are capable of bouncing back. We've seen them today do it. We've seen this team play well literally today against this team. They can do it. They just need to start winning some of these challenges.
And the weird touches from Kronovi, I want to see them. I love watching Kronovi play because I feel like he
can't serve you up a weird touch every time, man.
Look, no, yes, he can. Come on. Fair. I have some kind of confidence.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to doubt Kronovi. He's a legend.
Look, I'm not just a stan over here of Kronovi, but at the same time, he always gets those weird, wacky touches. I love seeing it, and it's the way he flips towards the ball. And we didn't see that at all. That's the first time I've noticed him make any kind of outstanding play, set up his teammates right now, and he's going for demos as well. Please, just get involved more.
We're getting a technical issue figured out and getting all the players settled. As soon as we do, we'll get back into Game 3. It's Rogue versus G2, tied up in the set right now. If you're just tuning in and you didn't catch the rest of the games today, I highly recommend at the end of today watching the rest of them. We really had a very crazy day today. Really, all of RLCS this season is just kind of thrown into flux. The big 3 are no longer the big 3, so everyone's going to be really happy when we stop saying it, because it's
like a trend, though.
This
is the weird thing. It's a trend because it's not just one of the teams. It's not just Cloud9 who's falling right now. It is also G2, and they're right now in this series in the process of trying to get back on the ladder and climb up.
And this is the team that was in the grand finals last season at the World Championship.
And in DreamHack, the previous DreamHack against
this. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't understand the up and down nature of G2.
It's the nature
and I'm sure
of
G2 fans say, well, you obviously have not been, have your heart attached to this G2 team that constantly used to take us to game 5s all the time, and I love this squad. I think this is it's a superstar squad on this team.
Definitely.
Sometimes it feels like they just beat themselves. It feels like G2 beats themselves sometimes. And I don't want to talk about the detriment of G2 after they just won a 5-0 game against Rogue. I like it. I really like it. I like the passing of this team. They're one of the most threatening teams in the league when they get their passes going.
Yeah, and we actually have some goals to look over from the beginning of this series. I'm interested to see how a lot of these did play out, and what kind of instances that a lot of the players put themselves in. I think the positioning game was something we looked at a lot. We tried to see how Wonder would try and force himself in, and here let's take a look at it. Wonder himself right now. We have the view, and this beautiful give and go from Chicago and JNAPS.
Yeah, and that one is that was a product of G2 and a great score. And this first game, that came off of a first JNAPS, he tried to catch that ball, and Kronovi took advantage of that and got that touch for Wonder to score. Then in game 2, this is where the wheels kind of fell off. You see Kronovi, he had to fly back from his own third to try to make that touch, because both Wonder and AJ are caught in the corner after losing the challenge. And then here, flat-footed, nobody responds to that on the back wall. And, I kind of wish that last one we could take a look 10 seconds even further in the past to see how Rogue even got to that point. And here, again, it's Rogue racing
you
back.
You know it's Rizzo, too. Rizzo was the guy constantly coming in, cleaning up. He was the cleanup. He was the janitor of the series so far to put G2 back into the game.
But if Rogue are constantly racing back to net like that, and they're having to jump back, try to play the ball out to the corner, you have to slap it against your back wall or your backboard, you're not going to have a good time against G2.
Yeah.
They have to be more conservative on defense. We were talking about this before the day started. I was watching Rogue's series against Ghost last week, rewatching it, and it was the same issues with Rogue. And it wasn't just one player. These guys get caught up with each other, and I don't know. It's really hard to get into the mind and try to understand like what the player's thinking in that moment, especially third man. For AJ, who's maybe he's on the opposite side of the pitch. Kronovi's on point, and AJ's like, yeah, but I see this player flying up, or I see a Lucian flying up, and I'm just gonna cut across both of my teammates and try to steal the ball away. It's like you gotta let Kronovi fail if he can't make the touch. You let Kronovi fail. You let the second man try to clean that up. Cutting rotation just puts the second man in no man's land every time, and it's not, and for Wonder, when he has those chances, sometimes it feels like he's indecisive, and it feels like he doesn't know where exactly the ball's going to go next, and Kronovi just feels like he's locked in his own half the time, and can't really find a way to break out, and sometimes his touches get away from him on the defensive end. But that's just, I'm only talking about what struggles Rogue has had this season. I'm not saying that that's all this team is. There are bright spots on this team. We've seen it from Kronovi today. Wonder, we saw it from that launch on the pass he had in the first game to give Rogue the first goal of the game. So I gotta see AJ start scoring. AJ was the striker. He's got to pick it up.
Jorby, I love you, man.
What?
I love you, man.
What? I know, I go on like 4-minute diatribe.
No, it's like you can just see the intent, because it's Rogue oftentimes putting themselves in these situations where they're so close. And I think you alone are probably the caster who is the most, you can see and sense and the passion that you have, because when a team is so close like Rogue to finding some kind of a connection, you can see it. You know what I'm talking about? When you're watching as a spectator, you can see that they just need to find a little bit of some kind of epiphany to come to a conclusion that'll connect everything, and they can start flowing together.
I feel like this Rogue team can figure it out. Will they figure it out in the series against G2? If they want a chance at the playoffs, I think they need to start winning some more games here, and hopefully for Rogue fans, the series. But we are getting back in to game number 3. We got everything sorted for our players. We will be starting at the start at kickoff. 5 minutes, 0-0. Both teams looking for game advantage. We're underway. Wonder tried to cut that off in midfield. AJ punts this down. Taken away by Chicago for now. Kronovi gets the block on Rizzo. AJ bumping Chicago out of the way. Giving Wonder a chance at this. Kronovi to Wonder. Shot just off the crossbar, but double commit by G2. JNabs buys time for G2 to get set again. AJ jumping up at that with nothing. He didn't have a chance at it. That's a shot, and it's in for Chicago. G2 start firing.
Talked about G2 punishing. AJ could not get any connection in the midfield, and that's what led to this huge opening for G2. JNabs the double touch. Chicago's there to follow it up. And like I said, AJ, he had a chance to stop any kind of possession game, but couldn't make the hit, and that's what started everything.
It was tough with zero boost in the tank as well. Regardless, scoreboard don't care about your boost. Chicago downfield to JNabs, and JNabs says, we'll try that again next time.
Yeah.
AJ booms it downfield, blocked by Chicago. G2 starting from their own end. JNabs' touch gave Rogue a chance on the 50. Still G2 ball here in the corner. JNabs moving by 1. Kronovi trying to move this out for Rogue. He wins the challenge against Kronovi. Or against Chicago, excuse me. And JNabs coming back quickly to make the save. He hits it with the spoiler of his Octane downfield. G2 back on offense. Kronovi can't make a touch. It's free for Chicago. Tried to get around it, and the shot blocked by Wonder. Rizzo, he loses the ball. Wonder has a shot, and it's a goal for Rogue.
Stuff after stuff. Wonder is there to challenge everything that gets thrown at him, and he beats out Rizzo. I actually thought he won a challenge against Rizzo, but it was actually just him flat out outpacing him, getting the ball around the player, and it's just a free setup.
Big goal for Wonder and for Rogue. Rizzo. No good there. That shot easily blocked by Wonder. Kronovi moving downfield. Chicago getting bumped on Wonder's way to the ball. Wonder doing what he can to flip forward. Actually trying to force that through. AJ's shot is blocked by Rizzo. Rizzo pops it up high for JNaps. JNaps in front, takes it under, gets the flip, and Wonder has the save again. But G2 are hunting, starting from the corner, picking it up. Chicago wanted to keep this away from Kronovi. He succeeds. Pass to Rizzo, shot off the crossbar and bounced right in front of Kronovi. Set in front, Kronovi will clear it away, at least to midfield. Punch back in by Rizzo, off the backboard, handled for now. G2, they got free reign here, space in the attacking third. The miss will give a chance for Wonder.
And you can see the midfield passes trickle in for G2, something we see so often from them, especially in that first game, the give and go. Starting to connect so many more passes, feel themselves out, and they're getting confidence right now. I mean, every time if you're a player, the feeling of just connecting passes and keeping possession can sometimes almost be better than scoring an actual goal.
For Kronovi, he looks for that pass. It's taken away by JNaps. JNaps has a shot, and it's blocked by Kronovi. They need a follow-up. It's G2's ball. Off the backboard, Chicago dunks in! Not a dunk, don't care. 2-1.
So much airtime for Chicago. He gets the double touch, follows it up. That's how it's done. I mean, nobody even on the backboard for Rogue again. And he has all the space and time in the world.
Chicago coming in big for G2. About 2 minutes left here in game number 3. Game advantage big. Chicago picked off by Wonder. Kronovi close behind. It's sent away by G2. Rogue locked down midfield. Wonder ends up waiting for this with a full tank of boost. He might have had a chance at that ball. He does get that challenge. AJ, good follow-up. Kronovi stuffs this in front. Shot is in for Wonder. The stop from Kronovi. Rogue strike right back.
And it keeps coming back to these challenges for Rogue. Kronovi this time, instead of Wonder, sets it up beautifully. And here he comes with a great finish.
When Kronovi's on offense, good things happen for Rogue.
And that's the second time we've seen it. The first goal that Rogue got was 2 challenges back-to-back from Wonder. And now we see Kronovi. It's this ground game from Rogue that's keeping them in contention.
Ooh, Kronovi just getting to that touch. That's JNaps' ball in midfield. Banged off the corner. Downfield, Kronovi's already there. Chicago picks this up on the back wall. Good catch and rolls it around 1. Kronovi there. Oh, Wonder almost got it. That was a tough ball. AJ picks this up off the ceiling. He has Kronovi close. Kronovi lost to Chicago. G2 get this ball back downfield, but Chicago had to hop over Kronovi about 3 times to get to that ball. Now it's Rogues again. Wonder around the corner, keeps it close. Kronovi wanted it, but it's broken up by Chicago to JNaps. Back down the pitch to Rogue territory.
You want to see JNaps do more with that ball. A great infield pass, but here's a chance for JNaps. He puts it in off a great pass from Chicago off the little crease at the top of the arena.
AJ tries to get this clear. Wonder has no chance at it. Kronovi committed on it as well. He had to get back to that ball, but it all comes back to that poor clear attempt from AJ. Punished again by G2. 45 seconds remaining. Rogue have been able to go tit for tat this far. Can they do it once more to tie it? Shot on, and it's blocked barely by JNaps. Banged off the inside of the crossbar.
And right now, it's really just which one is going to be more beneficial for a team, aerial presence or the ground presence. Right now, Rogue keeping it consistent as low as possible with the ball, but in the air, G2 are dominant. And here's Wonder finishing off a pass.
AJ picking up this pass, carries this from midfield, gets this touch here, and JNaps did not expect it, had to try to play that. He can't find the touch. AJ says, hey, Wonder, I see you, and they score with 24 seconds remaining. So, Rogue respond again. Can they get advantage on the kickoff? Kronovi scores! Rogue take the lead!
What a kickoff. AJ forcing it to the wall. Kronovi just comes in, and where was JNaps with the hit? Maybe assumed that the third man was coming in for a clear, but he didn't even go for it.
Big kickoff win, though, for Rogue. Late on it, I mean, that came out fast. They broke out.
And they were just trailing a lead from G2 like 20 seconds ago.
Yeah, exactly. G2 they had maintained a lead or at least a tie.
Yeah.
They boom this downfield. AJ trying to kill the ball off the ramp. He can't find that next touch. Here's a chance for Jane. Chicago! Are you kidding me, G2? Tie game!
They're put back in it. Back-to-back goals. This is crazy. A buzzer beater. Well, not a buzzer beater, but a buzzer tie goal.
That's a buzzer beater goal.
There it is.
Right.
There it is.
Don't second guess yourself.
Sorry. I got confused.
That's okay. That's okay.
G2, they're scaring me right now.
We love you. It's all good. But we're in overtime.
Kronovi's alone.
Oh, and Kronovi saves the day for Rogue. They had this. Rogue had it. But here's Rizzo. Oh, baby! Rizzo, game 4 belongs to G2.
The cleanup, he takes it slow, and then he just explodes into the air with a double touch off the backboard.
It is game 3, I was right.
How do you, okay, every 10 seconds there's a new leader in the game.
Oh,
How
man.
do you even predict what's gonna go on? And G2, I was thinking Rogue are gonna steal this game.
Yeah,
I was prepared to say it. Yeah, and then hello, Rizzo.
Hi, Rizzo. How you doing? That was just so much. I mean, we talked it up before game 3 started. 12 shots on net for G2 and 8 for Rogue. Now, I feel like a lot of those Rogue shots came in the back half. And Wonder had a hat trick in this game, man. And Kronovi, an assist, 2 saves, a goal. AJ with 2 assists. I mean, Rogue, it's just... I got nothing. I got nothing left.
Listen, on the buzzer beater that G2 got.
Yeah.
Wonder was doing his work too. He got a demo on, I think it was Rizzo in the backfield. He eliminated the third player, but then the passing play from JNAPS in Chicago, it was just too strong. Kronovi, I think he was the one in net. Somebody had to get a challenge in, and then they just brought themselves all the way back into the game. And welcome to Rocket League.
Yeah, welcome to Rocket League today. Man.
Every single series today has been just mind-blowing.
I've said so much already. I feel like everything I say is just repeating myself at this point. It's like I just want to get to game. I'm Wave Punk on the analyst desk. This is the reaction commentary desk now.
I'm fine with that.
We're done talking about what's happening. We're just gonna react to the ridiculousness that is today.
I mean, if there's one thing to react to though, it's the consistency right now from Rizzo. Being the third man and coming in clutch when G2 needs it most.
Oh, I 100% agree.
This could be it again.
Stepped up big time. Call his name. He answers the phone. Who's that? It's Rizzo.
Thank you, Rizzo, for supporting everything I just said. I just talked about it. The third man coming in, crashing the net, and he finds another double touch off the backboard. A classic move right now for Rizzo.
G2 6 seconds in. And they pick up right where they left off in that overtime.
Yeah.
Sometimes, that momentum just carries over in a big way, and G2 slowly returning to form.
I had actually almost convinced myself that Rogue were up 2-1 in the series because of that last game.
It really felt like it. I mean, there was 24 seconds left. It's so hard. And Rogue let it in. And I mean, credit to G2. Rogue even got a touch on that ball. I think it was Kronovi on that game-tying goal, but we're in game number 4, and it's a loose ball, but a little too fast for Chicago to pick up. You see now demo for Rogue. Trying to demoing the third man. Gave Kronovi a chance at it, but he's got nothing left in the tank. Wonder will also boom this downfield, or at least go for the long clear. Doesn't allow Rogue to push up the field a bit. It's going to be tough to crack through G2. Where Rogue, it feels like most of their opportunities have had to be, generated from creative opportunities or good passes off of maybe an unexpected win on a challenge.
And well, that's the big thing. It's really been the way they position themselves to challenge the ball. But JNAPS has open space in the midfield, and Kronovi's there for the save.
Kronovi waiting for this, and Wonder will try to take it out. The demo, Wonder needed that touch, and that was going to be in. Chicago pass to JNAPS. Wonder clears this out. Rizzo close, but he keeps the ball up high in the third. Chicago has the read. No, just misses it, and JNAPS confirms. G2 taking everything to the bank.
Look at how fast Chicago was to this aerial. AJ even had the closer positioning, but Chicago's just too fast for him. And JNAPS is there for the cleanup. I mean, you gotta give credit to I saw him go up for it, and I was thinking in my head, there's no way he's gonna beat out AJ.
Guess what? He did. Big 2 goals for G2 early against a Rogue offense that has been sputtering at times. They get shots, but they're few and far between. Credit to G2. All 3 of these players really stepping up that pass. Just a little too much heat on it.
And I still think Rogue, they're looking a lot better than we've seen this entire season. But right now,
there's those same issues that are still plaguing them.
Yeah, it's just G2 are noticing instantly when they find those openings.
JNaps tried to flip back into that ball. AJ downfield for this. Can't get a solid touch onto that. Wonder tries to take it across. And JNaps will go back down the pitch. Rizzo looking for JNaps off the back wall. Rizzo wanted to bump, forced the miss touch or whiff off of Wonder. Either way, it doesn't go where they want. Now the demo for G2 from Rizzo. Forced a delayed challenge from AJ. Oh, and JNaps taking that one away. G2 is flying around the pitch right now. Here's Rizzo. Chicago a little too close to that. JNaps will be there. And this is the space here in midfield for G2. Rogue are starting to lose the boost battle. They're having trouble getting clears. Every ball they touch seems to be touched by a G2 car. This is finally cleared out by Kronovi.
And great communication from G2 as well. I mean, we just saw JNaps go for a ball that I think Rizzo would have had, but he called off. And it's just plays like that you can physically see the confidence and the trust they have in each other.
Rizzo bouncer shot saved from Kronovi. Able to get it out in front of the box. No, it's JNaps to Chicago. G2 clicking, wheeling, and dealing 3 goals.
And everybody from Rogue, nobody's on the backboard. AJ finally starts rotating up there, but he needs to be there earlier. You have to try and predict these weird cross-pitch passes. Somebody has to be on the wall earlier. And even in the first frame of that replay, everybody from Rogue in the same position in net.
G2. Earlier today, it was a stunning loss to the Pittsburgh Knights. Maybe not stunning to some fans, but definitely to G2 fans.
Yeah.
To come out here against Rogue and play the way that they have, even with Rogue, looking the way they did at the end of Game 3, being resilient, winning that kickoff, getting these passes. They're finding these passes. It's something they couldn't do against the Pittsburgh Knights. They didn't give them any space to do it. But G2 have plenty more space here against Rogue, and they can play their game a lot more. They're catching Rogue flat.
And somehow, I mean, NRG against G2, in that series where NRG really looked dominant, they were able to push and force G2 into a play style where they only had 1 player up and 2 people back. That's what you have to do, try and cut off and apply pressure that makes them adjust their positions.
Next 30 seconds feels like a formality in game number 4. G2, as time ticks away, have recovered on their doubleheader with a win on the day. Rogue do pick up 1 themselves, but it will be a loss here against G2 as they have scored a lot. What, 20-some goals in this series almost now? It's not 20, it's like, let's see, 5, 10, 14. How much is scoring goal? Game 1? 1 goal? 1 goal in game 1.
Jorby.
16 goals.
I mean, when you think about it, Cloud9 got pushed over, right? And they failed to get back up. Now G2, they get pushed over earlier in the day, and what do? They stand back up and keep themselves back in contention right now.